I think it is worth mentioning. Okay, banning the Ember because you just cleave all the spiders and do 10 billion damage. It is worth mentioning that I do think this Bristle hero too is another one of these sleeper heroes that's incredibly imbalanced. The Aghanim Scepter plus the Aghanim Shard are two of the best in the entire game. The Aghanim Scepter removing the cast point on his Q means that you can stay at like 300 plus damage with the ulti passive, and you're going to have like 8 stacks on everybody in the fight. And you don't have to stop yourself in order to get those stacks on people, which is really nuts. It feels like Bristle's impossible to walk into when he has that Ags. And then the Ag Shard, the Hairball, is legitimately a very good nuke. Once you've got a bunch of stacks on people, it does a lot of damage. So this hero is trending currently, and I think we're going to see a lot more Bristle coming soon.
Yeah, I definitely remember the murmurs of him kind of rising up in the pubs and showing potential, but that was like a week or two ago. So to see him pop out now in the hands of Quincy, like I'm certainly intrigued. But one of those heroes that really
That's a good
thrives
pick.
on these kind of
Yeah.
long-winded battles and fights, and I guess Elder Titan could help in that front and assist in kind of steroiding his physical damage abuse that Bristle could pull out later. But yeah, here we go, Shadow
Man,
Demon on the
I mean,
Zoomer side now.
Astral Spirit into all these Broodmother Spiderling has a lot of damage for Elder Titan. Not the most common counter that you see, but it's pretty damn good. And you have some catch, obviously, for Brood herself. Now, the
the
question is
pro
with the Shadow Demon pick, you want Ags. That's why you pick him, because of
yeah,
the
for
break
sure.
on Bristleback.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be a 4 position, a more greedier position, I imagine. Uh, okay, and the
I
Lesh
think
comes out.
I think the SD is a really good pick too because the way Broodmother wants to play in the lane. Who is it that we asked? I asked somebody when we were interviewing if I was a useless pudge. I think it was Monkeys. We asked, what do you want me to do if I'm Broodmother? And I've been doing that a lot. I've been giving Broodmothers just like pure levels, and it feels like they completely take off if all you do is sit in the trees and like stop pulls from happening, and you go do other stuff for the Brood without actually being in the lane with the Brood. SD is like the perfect hero to do this. This hero is arguably the single greatest stack hero in the game. You can just head over to the triangle, stack up the Ancients, stack up a hard camp for Broodmother, or even farm it yourself, and we get that Ags that Sunsfan was talking about by actually farming the stacks ourselves. And I think that it's worth it this game because of the Bristleback. So SD is a really independent hero that doesn't actually have to lane with Brood, but can still show up and do some stuff. And I think that's really good. Of course, the break is great against Bristle too, but I think SDE in general is a good pick with the Broodmother because it's independent.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what is the 4 Zoomers lineup lacking, if you had to say? I mean, from face value, it says like, do they have a strong enough initiator, a frontliner to kind of kick off things to maybe pull some focus?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's
that's
what
what
they're
I would think.
missing. They're missing like a frontliner, obviously position one. Like Wraith King is the first thing that popped into my mind because you could also technically get, it's not really in favor these days, but a Blade Mail against a hero like Leshrac would be really good. But then the issue is you don't really have a good hero to make illusions out of. If you go Radiance, I guess it's good. But like this is typically like where you see a Luna get,
Hmm.
I mean, things have changed a bit, obviously, but back in the day, that was a very common combination towards the mid to late game. Luna would just take entire buildings with just the Shadow Demon illusions.
I mean, Samboy has been playing Luna on stream. Trying to think of other, Sammy Boy type heroes that are out there. I mean, the old classic Jug, which seems to fit into every lineups out there, but doesn't really seem exciting within their own lineup. I'm thinking like, do you need something like a Terrorblade? Like what can we do to really play off maybe the save and add that push? But yeah, be able to take a possible long-winded fight from Bristle if it does become the case.
I think Brood is a very independent hero that you don't really want to play around that much. It's kind of like the old Beastmaster, where the non-axe Beastmaster, where you would kind of take over an area with vision from the spiders and webs and just the threat of you killing anybody that walks in. Beastmaster would do that with hawks and boars and necros. So Broodmother's like that sort of hero. And so I think probably you want to carry that can run around with these other heroes and get active. And I know Sunsfan hates it, but I think Gyrocopter would be a good option in terms of if you want a hero that's incredibly active and does a crap load of damage and basically is an offlaner from the carry position that can be that active. Or of course, like you guys were mentioning, you can go for the Luna. You're a little bit more mid game focused, but then you have the Luna SD combo, and I think Luna generally going late is probably going to do better versus a Bristle because she's like a Scotty builder. So she could eventually man fight the Bristle and possibly win.
Final
Yeah,
ban is
obviously I
on
would
us,
choose the
Slark.
Luna. I still. What do you think about Wraith King? Very survivable. Could buy Blade Mail if he wants. Is kind of this frontliner and a position 1. If you get Radiance, Shadow Demon becomes a good combo with him.
Yeah, definitely good. Definitely good. I think they have a decent amount of options. They just want to stay away from like you don't want to pick like some anti-mage, you know, some hero that like also just doesn't show up until 30 minutes into the game because Brood's going to do the same thing. Like at least Wraith King can get an armlet and actually be active in the early game. There's options for him. And then like you mentioned, he is a frontliner as well, which is of course going to help.
Yeah. I guess the only downside is that he is going to be in a fight for the long haul because he'll probably die and then resurrect and come back and fight out that life. And Bristle stuff would be stacking. But Sven, of course, Sven has certainly been on the rise. Envy playing him a lot for black and yellow. Now Sammy Boy going to get his turn at him. Gentlemen, our draft is done. It's Quincy versus 4 Zoomers. A huge matchup here. Jenkins, who do you got on this one?
I'm going to go Zoomers. I like their draft. I like the SD a lot in this game.
On Bristle. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see who's playing what. The Suns fan, what do you got?
Position 1 Lesh. Wow. Lesh is good against Broodmother mid to late game, for the spiders at least. I have faith in Brax, gentlemen.
All right.
Don't lose this, Brax, for God's sake.
All right. With that, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into a break because when we come back, we've got none other than Lyrical and Aui bringing you the coverage.
Welcome back, Dota fans. We're here taking a look at the marquee matchup. 4 Zoomers facing off against Quincy Crew and Aui. We have a couple of broken heroes in this game. Yes, indeed. The Broodmother and the Bristlebacker throw. What do you think of the drafts?
I think Quincy Crew's draft is way better, like, this game. I think, I mean, I'm sort of excited to learn about this Brood hero, but my understanding of this hero is that he wants to take the top tower and then stay top and sort of pressure that side of the map. And the thing about picking a hero like Sven is he also wants to play top side so he can farm Ancients and then be safe lane. I think if you pick this Brood hero, like, he doesn't build carry items anymore, but he plays a map like a carry. You want a hero that can sort of sit in the safe lane, and that's like the antithesis of Sven. Also, I have a question. So, I can see the observer's mouse everywhere.
Okay. Yes.
How do I change that?
No problem. So what you got to do is you got to quit out of Dota and then just come back in right afterwards.
Okay.
And don't worry, the game will be with you afterwards. This is the thing, everybody. You know, Aui's getting new to the casting, doesn't know all the bugs. As casters, we get bugs that don't get fixed every now and then. We kind of get screwed over by it. That's one of the ones. But you'll be back in a second.
The battle begins.
Speaking of bugs, oh my goodness, the little stat coming in from Knoxville. 0-0, 3-2, and 7-10. So it looks like Broodmother's been getting picked up a little bit more often recently, and the nerfs have hurt her. So win rate dropping from 60 down to 40% over the last couple of patches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually convinced this hero is bonkers first pickable broken.
Okay.
But I'm actually more convinced that Bristleback is even more broken this patch. I played a game. Actually, we played a game via Lyrical. And
That's
wait,
right.
were you in that game, right?
Yes, I was in that game.
And that hero looks so stupid. Like, I don't know. The eggs is completely busted, and his laning is like very good because you get a lot of regen from these water runes. So you can actually play mid versus pretty much anything, and honestly, you can expect to win the lane.
It's kind of crazy, and when you get to those later stages, depending upon what build they end up going, it just can be devastating. Brax got stuck up in the top here. If you can look to cut some trees and get back into his webs. Kind of annoying to deal with. The new trees are not always a benefit, as Ocean is going to get pummeled here by LOA. Lots of damage. Forced to use the disruption and then the back away.
That's
so
pretty
going to be
weird,
interesting to
actually.
watch.
He went Bastarding on Shadow Demon, but his offlaner doesn't use any mana, and he's against the Outer Titan. Like, I think versus Outer Titan, he should have just bought Boots, because then he can kite this guy, and like, I don't know what the the Bastarding doesn't really give you anything from the aura, so it doesn't, that's a bit weird for me.
Yeah, maybe hoping to spam out some stuff later on or whatever, but for now at least not going to be getting a ton of value out of that one.
And I will say, I feel like Quincy Crew, they talked about this Brood really well, because I think I see people pick Brood, and then people keep picking these like Svens and stuff against it to deal with the spiders in lane, but Brood doesn't have spiders in lane. Like, you should pick stuff that completely stomps this hero in lane, and then have like offlaners or mids or even supports that can take the lane after. You don't want your carry sitting in lane versus Brood regardless of whether you can deal with spiders.
No, definitely not. And I think that like seeing those changes, it's stuff that people are starting to get a better feeling of. And I'm sure Quincy crew, we saw after the Brood pick, they took a really long time to choose that next hero. They went down to like 50 seconds of reserve time as the Stomp is going to connect up top onto Brax and he redraws the aggro afterwards. But it feels like they came up with a good response, even if maybe they weren't anticipating it right at the start.
Yeah, I think that's the hallmark of like a good drafter, being able to adapt to situations. Brood's he's just getting beat on in this lane. He only has 5 CS compared to like Leshrak's complete free farm.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Yuar is back over to the side here and is gonna miss out on some of these creeps, but LOA can pick him up, and like, to be honest, ET getting some farm here is not a bad thing at all. So
yeah, for sure. This hero is honestly terrifying if he has a bit of levels of farm, and they're just constantly trying to pull on the Radiant side top. But the thing is, you have a Shadow Demon. Like again, like if you want to do this, you need to plan for this. The Shadow Demon should have boots, right? Like you buy Bastion because you want to stay in lane with your offlaner and use like your mana efficient spells to get a lead. But like, what spells are there? He's just gonna go home now.
Yeah. Well, he's got his boots, and he's gonna be walking back out afterwards. You know, you gotta find the silver linings here. But at least top lane looking really, really rough. Down bottom, Sammy also getting a little bit of beaten out right here by Leslau. 15-3 on that Mars is going to get speared back and pushing him again underneath, forcing out another salve to be used.
I think this 4 Enchantress, it's very trendy. Also specifically versus Warlock, you can actually purge the heal, like if they go for that heal build. So it's really strong. But I think Taiga from Liquid started doing this, and like I watched this, he literally never loses the lane with Enchantress 4. It's just so much pressure, and like as a 5 Enchantress, a lot of 3s are these brawly heroes who buy a lot of stats and have like, they're a bit hard to deal with, but none of the carries do that.
And he's also going to now get access to Creep, takes over the Frost Mage. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. If they can keep that pressure down there and obviously take off the heal, is going to be really annoying for Sammy to deal with. But he could also just make some rotations with it as time goes on as well, depending on what he wants to do.
Yeah, but again, like, the Sven wants to go to a jungle or top lane, right? But the thing is, there's a Brood in the top lane, and then the Enchantress is going to roam around the jungle, and that's probably going to be an issue.
Stomp going to connect. Good banish afterwards though, keeps Brax from getting completely comboed together, and a Stomp afterwards connects onto Ocean. He's in trouble. He's dead. First blood drawn by Yuar. Brax tries to turn onto him, but it's not going to be nearly enough damage. And if he's not careful, he might go down as well. Can hide off in the little area over to the side there. Salves up afterwards. I want to see if they do something different, because it feels like they would have known that that's something that they had to deal with, right? Like, that's what Sven wants to do. That's what Brood wants to do. Maybe they have a different idea.
Honestly, I think it's like not something that you get from playing the Brood hero in pubs, because in pubs you don't care much about your carry. I feel like they just haven't talked about it. Like, I don't even know if I'm correct on this, right? Like, the hero hasn't been picked much. It's just like the feeling I get. Like, I watched the Tundra game 1 versus OG, and it felt like they picked I think it was PA, and he built like a Battle Fairy, and it felt weird because the PA had beat a Centaur lane, but he got out-farmed because the Brood was just taking the areas of the map he wanted to farm. And like, yeah, I think in that game, maybe Brood should just swap lanes and flip the map, but it's hard to do that as Brood. Like, you spend a lot of webs, it's a lot of downtime. Totally. So it's just like the feeling I get from this hero, you know? Like, I don't know enough to be correct about it, but yeah.
Well, we'll see if it ends up, if they've got something up their sleeves. For now, at least, things looking a little bit rough as MSS is going to rotate towards mid, has a Centaur ready. But if there is one downside to the Bristleback hero, which is absolutely insane, so he doesn't have the greatest control in the world.
Quinn just walks to top rune, and he's just like, what rune do I want right now? And just spawns him an Arcane rune. It's like, okay, I like that rune. The other thing is, they pick Shadow Demon against this Bristleback, but Bristleback is free. Free is free.
Yeah, and now they're taking these stacks that have been built up lovingly by the Zoomers.
Oh no, he got stomped on Gunner!
Oh, gotta get out of there. Tries to jump away. Quinn getting the stacks up of poison. Sammy goes down on the bottom side. What a complete disaster!
Oh, no.
Dude, with the Arcane rune, he's getting all of these stacks.
Dude, they just killed.
Oh my god.
That was like the biggest swing in the early game I've ever seen. You're stealing like a double, triple stack. You killed the mid, carry, and 4. And in the meanwhile, you're pressuring like the top. Holy crap! Nah, this
Wow. That's painful. That's really painful.
And now Bristleback has his Vanguard. Like he's beefy.
Level 2.
Yeah.
He's level 2 on this SD.
I mean, all
right,
they're trying to jump Quinn, but he has a Vanguard. I don't know if this is possible.
They gotta go for him. War comes in though afterwards, wants to take down this Bristleback. It's not gonna happen.
Like you think those stacks on Bristleback matter, but not from a level 2 Shadow Demon.
Jeez. Dude, he didn't even get the XP from that on Ocean. Wow, that is devastating.
Oh, man. It's a 3,000 EXP lead in 7 minutes. That's a roughy rough.
That one hurts. I like that new expression. Well, we were talking about, and we saw that pre-match video of Quinn. He's the one that gets the rune at the 6-minute mark. We'll see if he gets the 8-minute one as well, but it looks like luck's still favoring him, and then of course combo together with good play, they're able to get the stacks. Husky gonna build it back up again. His 56th, 7th unique hero, and apparently only 27 picks so far.
Quinn, what rune do I want? Regen rune. Come spawn top for me. I am Quinn Callahan. I'm surprised that Quincy are losing this top tower. I feel like Leslie should just TP up here and defend this. Like there's no way. This Brood lost his lane pretty hard. He's just getting a free tower.
Yeah. And MSS now maybe gonna get punished as Sammy comes back in, but Quinn is here. You guys gotta run. Run away. Your jungle is not safe. Nowhere is safe from the Bristleback hero. The disgusting pig throwing out snot everywhere. Like, Quinn doesn't care about anything right now. He's a monster.
You know, after this game, I'm actually going to ask Quinn why they didn't defend top tower. Because this is like one of the more bizarre decisions. Because like usually when that happens, it's actually a calculated decision. And these players, they all have better understandings of Dota than me. That's why they're playing and I'm casting, right? So like, I just want to hear from them.
That's fair.
Because it's just such a weird decision to me. Like I can't wrap my head around it right now.
Well, they did give up that tower, like you said, and Brack's now much more free to play around the area, while likewise Quincy crew take down bottom tier 1.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sammy's going to actually get to take these Ancients now. I was so worried when I saw them run back into that triangle that Quinn was just going to take him again. But a little bit of catch-up now for Zoomers.
Yeah. And I feel like this is tied to that top tower. Like, if you TP your Mars up there and connect your Bristleback, like, you can invade this area. Like, there's, I feel like there's no way with how the game started that Sven should get to farm any Ancients this game. I think, honestly, a little sloppy on Quincy crew, uncharacteristically. Like, they're my favorites in this NA league. But, yeah. That being said, like, the game is still looking very good for them. They made a few very good moves. And they're going on...
Arena.
Ooh, good save.
Tries to catch it, but they're able to do it. The stomp. Oh, it hits him right as he comes out of it, though. Gunner, no more steps. And he is going to fall. So,
the
a
classic
nice rotation.
SD last track combo.
Oh, yeah.
Just on the wrong team. I mean, there's not... Like, if he doesn't save him there, he gets speared and he dies. If he saves him, he gets last track stuns and dies, so... Oh man, Quick's running them over now.
So, yeah, they're really firing on all cylinders.
I gotta say,
together.
like, I think that draft, like, if you look at the concepts behind it, like the Quincy crew draft just looks so strong because Brood as a hero, he makes it so your team basically has a 4v5, which is why I don't like these like Sven Battlefield carries with him. But this last track carry, not only is it really good versus Brood in lane, like first of all, I don't even think Brood can kill you when he has a lot of spiders when he gets 6 because the new Brood is different than the old one. You're reliant on your third spell for damage from spiders. Hold that thought for 1 second. We're going mid. Long TP. They have rock. They want to take this fight.
Oh, and then they're going to stomp him afterwards. That's a really well-played disengage coming from Quincy.
Mojo's just behind them.
Here, they might just go again. I mean, Mojo doesn't care. Clapping Ocean. Running over on
Look at Quinn,
He's
man.
not going to get to use rock.
Oh.
Dude, Bristle is insane.
Bristle
He's got
boss.
the negatives queued up. Gonna chase down Gunner. I don't think he's stopping at the tier 3s. Well, maybe
Dude,
he won't. Nope, he's going.
Dude, Quinn was considering it. Like, like someone actually had to rein him in there. I think I was like, guys, I'm a god. Go, go, go. You know, like. But anyways, like, to my previous thought, like this Broodmother makes it so you have to 4v5, and I think this Leshrac carry is a really good punish for it because you just, if you can out-team fight them with Leshrac, you just take every tower so fast with this Edict spell. The other thing is that Brood spiders. It's not like the old Brood where you had like the slow from your third spell and your spiders could go in and out and hit them. Like you need to use the slow from your neo third spell Plus the
Right.
attack bonus now for spiders to do anything. If Leshrac turns on his Pulse Nova, I believe you have to back your spiders away and you can't kill him. So if you don't kill him in the E, you're not killing this Leshrac. So he's not even that bad as before in lane for Sprood.
True. Yeah, I think that like all of the pieces of it like are just looking quite good right now for Quincy Crew, and the answers are just few and far between. And as soon as Quinn shows up, like what the hell
Oh
are you
my God.
supposed to do against this?
I think Ocean just got 3-shot.
A DD rune, meanwhile, tries to make something happen. Can they kill off MSS? The jump through stomp comes out. But now Quinn showing up. Gotta be careful, mister. Look at this kid, he just swiped. They try to back away. They do take down MSS, but the spear comes in afterwards, and they'll kill off poor old Gunner. Damn, dude. It is looking rough. I mean,
Man,
Brax
Sandwich
is getting a lot of
getting
space.
run at though.
Yeah.
Oh my
Is he
goodness.
dead?
He had mask on, he had a couple goos on him. I don't think Quinn goes for it. Yeah, this is a bit too far. Yeah, I gotta say, the shining hope for Zoomers is that Brax has been he's been farming up top. He's the top net worth on his team. He has the Solar Crest. Solar Crest is pretty good for Bristleback, actually, think about it, because the hero doesn't have that high attack speed. It's basically just treads that you buy that gives you attack speed. And obviously, like, minus arm is good versus a hero, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
I like the Solar Crest, actually, because the broods I've seen, like, Faith Beyond was going like mech, mana boots, pipe and stuff. I think the Solar Crest gives you a bit more like offensive potential.
Okay.
Oh, this setup from LA though, beautiful play.
Got him. Can they kill him in the duration? Yes, indeed. Ocean can't get there in time on the SD. I mean, they have good, solid save here, but like we were talking about wanting to get Ocean into like an Aghanims, and that's just not going to happen this game.
Yeah, this is like one of those pubs you play and you're just like, oh man, I hope I don't get overwatched. Cause like, nah, I mean, like, there's nothing you can do though, right? Like, if you watch this perspective, like, I mean, I criticized the Bastion over Boots. I think maybe that would have helped a bit, but honestly, like, you're playing Shadow Demon. Your team's plan is, okay, we're gonna stack up the triangle for our Sven, and then enemy just like barrels in there, kills you, kills a mid that came to protect it, and steals all your stacks. And like your game is actually ruined from that because you needed that EXP and gold from the stacks.
Right. Well, and you know, we always talk about that as like an answer for the like stacking oriented heroes that can run in and either contest or take them. And well, Bristleback's both of those things.
Yeah,
as you are. Oh, I thought
and there's like it's a very good point you made. I remember there's like a subset of those heroes that can do that. It's like these Bristlebacks. I remember I used to play a lot of carry Sven on Team NP, and we would first pick Sven Evoker, and it was really strong. We won a lot of matches to that. But we played versus EG, and they actually just picked a Venom mid or something. And like at level 7, he just came into a triangle, placed a bunch of Venom wards, and farmed our stacks, and we couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
It's like this is like the sort of counter that these top come up with, right? Oh, they're going on LOA here, but good jukes from him.
Trying to make some space and can't get on that remnant, yeah. And in the meantime, I mean, you know, they're farming on the other side of the map. Sammy's also getting some space. He's got Mask of Madness now, going back for the Echo Saber. And like, in spite of that sort of disastrous early game that we did see, oh my God, he's actually surrounded. Dude, look at him. They're like sharks circling. Sammy, get out of there.
It's like, oh, let me farm my hard count. This is the thing, right? Like, as Sven, you don't want to be farming here. Like, I want to farm my triangle, and then when the enemies come to my triangle, I want to be able to go top. If they go top, I want to go to my triangle. Like, you have some sort of, like, bounce back and forth there. Like, look at Sven's gameplay. He's sitting in the space. Like, yeah, you can camp your Broodmother. It's probably, like, this is not to say it's bad play by Zoomers. Like, this is probably the best decision for them. It's just, like, it's limited by their draft. Like, Samuel might come bottom. He might kill a creep wave here, but honestly, he's just gonna get chased off by Quinn. Like, this Sven hasn't hit a creep in a minute.
You are. Can they get this kill? It would be something
that's
at
a
least.
big
They
kill.
drop the golem afterwards, and that buys a little bit of space for Sammy on the other side as Gunner has the Assimilator jump away. The sleep is gonna connect, but meanwhile, over to the side, Leslau gets the lift up onto Brax. Ocean trying to back away on the other side. Brax gets the TP out. And it looks like they're going to escape with that. That is a huge sequence for Zoomers. It's what they needed.
That's exactly what they needed. Really well played. I'm thinking like Sven won't be able to farm anything, but Zoomers on the next step, you know, like, okay, Sven can't farm. How can we make him able to farm? The idea is you just dive top. I mean, honestly, I think a little bit sus that the Leshrac's the one sitting there when you have Mars and Bristleback as your other cores.
That's fair.
But like the play is correct. Like even if it's Bristleback there, you should still go on him top. You're not planning on killing him. You just poke him and then you get out. And maybe they use a TP and Sven all of a sudden he went from not being able to hit a creep for a minute to pushing from his bot tier 2 all the way from to the enemy tier 1.
Karina down. Saved immediately there afterwards by the Shadow Demon. Brax helped to get that kill onto MSS. Now it's only an Enchantress, but again, anything is good at this point. It's a 3,000 gold lead at 17 minutes as Brax gonna be found by Quinn, and this one looking a little bit rough. Yeah, he's likely going down here unless they bring huge numbers.
Oh man, 4 stacks of goo. You're just so slow with that.
Spear back, got him caught for the kill.
And the Eggland Scepter's coming for Bristleback. See, Quinn Callahan, he's very toxic, so he just goes on my stream and he spams emotes and flames me. But he's been telling me how this Eggs is super, super strong. And I didn't quite believe at first, like I knew it was good, but when I played it, like, this is some mixed levels. So it's mid lane, there's a big fight, they're going on to, what is it? Good saves by Ocean this game though.
Yeah, trying to kill Leslau still. Can they get the bring down? They will! With the Demonic Purge, but Gunnar gets the jump away, again making some space for his team and getting a kill onto the Mars. The hero that just still feels untouchable is the Bristle. Like, he's 6-0-2, 173 last hits, has that Aghanim's gun now. I don't know how they're ever going to deal with them, but they're at least finding these pickoffs onto the other squishier heroes.
I mean, to theorycraft it, like, what you need to do to kill this hero is you need to like Vessel him and like get his Shivas and stuff, right? So he can't like out-sustain you. Like it's weird because like, I mean, there are 2 ways to deal with Bristleback. Either you stun him and kill him from his front, that's the preferable way, you know, some Legion duel, Axe. Even like Sven is traditionally very good with Bristleback. You stun his front, you cleave, and you just hit him with God Strength. But, or you need to take a long fight with a lot of negative healing. And Quinn just took Roshan, there's 8 stacks of goo on him. Roshan has 0 armor right now.
Dude. Yeah, this is pretty good. Interesting. And now Aegis. Alright, let's see how good this Aghanim's is.
So that was one hero killing Roshan at 18 minutes in game, right? Just
yeah,
to check,
I think that's what that was.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, that's cool.
Seems good.
The thing is about this game, like, for Zoomers, like, they're actually making such good plays with the limited amount of resources they have. Like, I think this is like a Gunner specialty. They're getting top tier too. That's really big because you can take that Shrine and take some map control.
Okay.
And Gunner has a Vessel finish too, actually. No, because eventually, if you enter even net worth late game, they will win this game. Like, they have like the Sven and they have the Shadow Demon. Like, these heroes will outscale any of the heroes on Dire. You cannot save versus Shadow Demon Purge plus a God Strength hitting you in BKB. There's nothing. You actually can't do anything about it.
The question, of course, is will they get to that point? And that's what we're sort of wondering now. Is it's a continuing to grow lead. They kill off Gunner up top.
They
now
see
trying
both
to
the
take
supports
map
here.
control. Yeah. Oh, get the D ward though. Or do they? Yeah. Ocean goes for it. Disrupts one. Runs away from the other. Finds some time, getting some space, but eventually killed off. And Bloodstone charges for you are.
So I'm trying to look at 4 Zoomers lineup. I'm wondering what their timing is, right? So there's this BKB coming up on Sven, but I don't think you can fight them with it.
No.
So I think their timing is like Brood has to force someone top, and then they have to fight off that. The other thing that I forgot to mention this game is like, I think this ET, he'll actually put 4 points into his Spirit here, and if he spears those spiders, like, you legit one-shot heroes with all that damage. It's actually a very, very fun counter. The new Brood actually has more spiders than the old one, so just imagine that compounded a bit.
Right. Well, that's going to be something to watch for.
Okay, so
sure.
What's going to happen in this game is Dire are going to respond to the Brood with Leshrac because he has travels. But Leshrac's also the most vulnerable hero on Dire, so they need to find a way to bring Shadow Demon and Sven to topside so they can burst this Leshrac. And then when everyone TP's up there, they get to play the map. And I think that's their chance to come back this game.
Gunner simulates to back away. The Aghanim's starting to stack up.
Look at Quinn.
He's he's just going in there. Ooh, that's another good one there as well, though, is going to be the Soul Catcher. 3 points in it right now.
Yeah, this Bristle, they really need something to take off the Soul Catcher and the Spirit Vessel. I think, I expect to see this Mars go for a Lotus Orb. However, he went Eul's, so it's a bit awkward to go Eul's Lotus Orb, so we'll see what happens. I'm not too sure.
And in the meantime, Quinn went a Blink Dagger. They also have that done on Lesh, so a couple of like catch-oriented builds here.
I think I watched a couple of Quinn's pubs. He goes Blink Dagger and almost all of them on Bristleback. I think it's pretty much just you spam your spells, you get like 600 damage. You just blink on support, you kill them, and like basically Blink is like you have to run from me, so I'm just gonna keep like it's one of those catch items, you know?
Yeah. Well,
honestly,
that's what they need.
I'd like to see Quincy Crew go high ground with his Aegis. I think they need to understand that like the game state is so good for them that it's not necessarily going to get better. Oh, they're catching mid though. I mean, if they make plays like this, it is getting better, right? This is a good play.
Really nicely done. Yeah, and those quick jumps. I mean, triple blink dagger. That's one thing that's going to be really solid for it. Is like the ability to just, you know, find these pickoffs whenever. Oh, Ocean.
They're catching ball, man.
Oh,
One thing,
God.
Quincy Crew are so fast. Just they kill you everywhere when you play against them. Once you start bleeding a hero, it's over. Oh, top lane, they're trying to push Leslie, but
I mean, Husky's there with Rock. They're still going in, trying to kill him off, but now with ET in the area, they catch the sleep. Oh no, the splitter afterwards. Tries to get the heal off to turn this back around, but likely this is going to be the Brood going down. They managed to kill. They do get out on Warlock. I just noticed that SD actually went for the Aghanim Shard. So he's got the casting on your ally for the Purge.
oh, for the Bristleback Goo, I guess? Bristleback Goo, Enchantress Slow, and the Yo Scepter from Mars.
Okay.
That's sort of interesting. I can see that working, actually. I mean, I don't know how much it'll help because they're down 11k gold, but like
True.
the idea is there, right? Like they understand that they can't wait. They can't even wait for Aether Lens. Like they need to go now.
Right. They need to be able to fight this out.
I honestly like even those 4 Zoomers, like I think their draft is really bad this game compared to Quincy. I think their mentality in how they approach the game has been good. And I think that like that harkens to a good layer because like they have such limited resources on the map, but like honestly they put up some they made some good moves this game. With honestly, I thought this game would be over in like 15 minutes. And then like their idea with the items is also very strong.
Well, this is an interesting timing here. A smoke up coming from Quincy Crew, countering the Zoomer smoke, and Sammy just got a DD. Aegis has expired. There's an opening here where maybe they can fight with Rock and everything else if they can catch Quincy off guard. Walking up to high ground. They have some spiders nearby as well. Gunner walks in, breaks the smoke, finding Quinn right at the start, but the blink into everybody. Can they blow him up in time? They drop the Rock afterwards. He's mortal. They kill him off. And now looking for more afterwards. This could be a huge moment for the Zoomers. But I think that they're just going to have to content themselves with the 1 kill and maybe MSS.
Yeah, that's a huge kill for Zoomers. Honestly, ooh.
Oh, Sammy.
No Beacon on Sven, though.
You can't go down here. They bait them into a worse fight, though. Brax looking for that back line. Gunner's there as well. Jumps into all of them. Tries to live, do whatever damage he can, but he might just end up feeding here as well, unless the team can get in and save him. Dissimilate, tries to back away. They're all fatal bound together. Can they bring them down? Upheaval, damage out, throws out the stun. It's not looking like it's quite enough. So they'll lose Gunner, and likely, they can lose Brax too? Oh no. Split Earth, I mean, he's pretty tanky. Has a pipe also, tries to get out of there. Husky Force Staff, and then the walk away. And the TP in the Roche pit. No, he gets slept! Oh.
Dude. Bro.
Oh. Wait, he's running out the other side.
They can't
Okay.
catch him though. There's like a weird interact. You can't pin to the Roshan pit. They just go through that. So Leslie actually couldn't throw a Spirit to Brood there. But yeah, no, they've shown God can bleed. You know, more than anything, like. I think making that kill, again, it reflects on like good mentality in this game. They're down so much, but they're constantly looking for the win condition. As soon as Sven got this BKB, they got the points in the Soul Catcher and Shouting, they're thinking like, okay, guys, we have a chance to clutch this game. We can kill this Bristleback. Unfortunately, Quincy Crew are able to turn it around, but just showing that Bristleback can die is like a big deal for the Quincy Crew mentality, right? Like now this hero feels like he needs to get camped. He's going to play a little bit safer. You're going to have a bit more of the map. If you have more of the map, you have more opportunities to come back.
And Quinn, you know, he was queuing up to say C, already bought out for the plate mail, but now he's thinking, I need a BKB. So he's switching up his item build now, showing a little bit of respect here to the potential danger. They also finished a Solar Crest, or excuse me, a Lotus Orb on UR. So trying to find ways to keep this Bristle alive in the interim.
Very cool, actually. I think this decision by Yawar is so smart, because I was thinking, like, who gets the Lotus Orb? Like, Mars went Blink Yules. You don't really want Lotus Orb as your 3rd item. You have, like, no items that give you real stats. Instead, Yawar, he's like, he's on the next level, you know? He's thinking, like, okay, guys, I can just get it. It gives me armor. It gives me regen. I have a big mana pool to use it, and I'll be in there. It's such good teamwork, you know? Like, someone presents a problem, or you identify a problem in the game, and, like, you're actively thinking, what can you do to solve this? And, like, that's what makes you come up with the best ideas, right? Like, you're constantly trying to solve each other's problems.
True.
Oh, top lane. I think this voice was dead. No? Not going.
Not gonna decide to do it. He had the 2-step still.
And I feel like that's the respect, you know? Because
Yeah.
if he gets Eos, he's going to get speared.
Right.
If he's camped by Shadow Demon, I feel like before Bristleback died, they're just like, you want to fight over the river on our side of the map? Okay, come fight us. But like, they're giving them some respect now. It's like a mental damage thing. And honestly, like, that was a good fight for Dire, in my opinion. They had all 5 of their heroes there. I think they were ready with the Lotus Orb.
True.
But maybe their plans are just like, okay, you know, the only way we can lose is to fight. Like, if they're all ready and we get a bad jump, we can lose this game. We wait for next Roshan, we're gonna win.
Yule's here, but they have the disruption afterwards. Gonna save his life. Runs in. Ocean backs away from the stomp. Force staff from Husky. Zoomers covering each other, keeping each other alive. Gunnar has Aghanims in this fight as well. Assimilate, walks back in, gets the silence onto all, jumps away afterwards. Can they keep him alive? Fatal bound. Gunnar's gonna go down. So they do manage to find that kill.
And Brood actually, he has the Aghanim shard. That's a 550, 6 second, 55% slow. That's actually huge.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, also, I don't know if you noticed that, but Shadow even uses ult himself to run away there.
Oh,
He
nice.
purged, and like Quinn slowed down for a second. I'm like, how did he purge him without turning? But he actually
Right.
just casted it on himself. And like Quinn took like a stop because like, what's that sound, you know? Because you don't expect these things. And yeah, it took out the goo and he's able to walk away. That's a pretty big deal.
It's an interesting counter. You know, we've been looking for ways to deal with Bristleback. I mean, obviously it doesn't affect the quill sprays. Those can't be dispelled, but the goo at the very least is a pretty big problem and part of the big reason why this hero is so deadly.
Yeah, I think so. Like as before mentioned, like you deal with him, either you burst him in stuns, or you need to take the long fights. I think they've decided that like you need a bit of both. You know, we saw in the triangle where they bursted him. But also in this fight, we can kite him with the Shadow Demon egg stuff. It's a big deal. Oh, top lane.
Oh, nice catch there. Leslau just caught a peek of Brax. Hiding through
Leslau's
those
been
trees
on
and blows him
point.
up. Yeah.
I think.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait,
MSS? Okay, they find him.
bro.
Not gonna be enough. Dude, he's still living.
This
It's
is a
so
man who would have won his
wild.
team the major. You cannot kill him. He's unkillable.
Dude, they gotta run now. Oh no, they have another round of Blink soon. Yoar's looking spider legs and through the trees. Who's the real broodmother now? As they'll find and kill Husky too. Gunnar able to hide in the trees to get away. Only the 2 position 1s and 2 left alive for Zoomers. And I mean, again, we talk about these like good things, but it can't help but feel that like just the snowball is going down the hill on this game, and Zoomers don't have that many options right now. It's looking rough.
Yeah, I'm also just watching this Roshan armor. This is actually messed up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, Gunnar thought about going in for a quick snipe there, but they force him back. So will be a easy Roche picked up now, and this is going to be hairball 2 for Quinn.
he has the, yeah.
He has BKB also.
He has Aegis, he has BQB. I think they've decided to play for that second Roshan, and we'll see them go high ground here. Honestly, like, I've been talking a lot about how Zoomers they're doing a good job with the resources they have, but Quincy could have been on top of catching them. Like, they're really hard to play against if you have to play like this. I think they're showing it this game. Look at Gunnar, he's just surrounded.
He did some cool jukes there, but I think in the end it's going to be a little bit tough. Leslau hanging on to that spear. Silence afterwards. Keeping a lot of time. Yawar moves in afterwards. They're able to taunt pull in the Mars, but eventually 4 heroes will take down the one and only. And guess who's on the other side of the map? Freaking Quinn running into the base. It's like, team, who needs a team? I'm a bristleback, baby. The slowdown comes.
Dude.
But he is a monster. An absolute monster.
You started saying there's action happening somewhere, and I panned my camera to bottom because I couldn't think that he would just be at the enemy tier 4s diving a support. And this is the Bristol boss play, you know?
He's such a monster. Well, highest Leshrac last hits at 30 minutes. Apparently you are up there. 3rd highest tied right now. ASD. He's had a hell of a game.
He's really farmed. And I mean, like, I still believe that, like, if this game goes to 60 minutes, you know, Radiant have the tools to win team fights. Like, the Shadow Demon as Sven will just tear through the Dire lineup, but I think the timings that Dire are hitting are just too good, you know? Yeah. Slash like scary.
Blink Hex now on top of the Lotus Orb. It's a pretty good item. Sammy tipping the bristle.
And they're just playing like they're itemizing for the catch, you know? They know that
Right.
anytime Bristleback goes somewhere with Aegis, the Radiant heroes are gonna have to run away. So they get these items like Blinks, they get these items like Hexes. Like, look at Yawar, he has Travels, and he's just gonna stay off map. And like, what do you do as Radiant? You have to hide inside your base.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ocean's trying to tank a gank for his Sven right now. He might even tap the Shrine, honestly. Yeah, he's crazy.
I mean, you got to do it, right?
He's gonna die, but like, you gotta do what you gotta do in these types of games.
Goodbye, poor Ocean. Does he disrupt himself? No. He's got completely
That's
walloped.
a death, so your Sven can get a wave. But
Oh no, Quinn.
See,
Quinn.
oh, he's gonna have to BKB TP,
Dude.
man. Okay, he didn't BKB.
All right.
Not too bad, not too bad.
You gotta take your tips where you can. You know.
True.
Sometimes it's not dying. That does enough for you to tip them. Oh my god. The hero just feels a little bit wild. And then on top of that, you're seeing a really solid play all around the map. Quinn jumps in, wanted to find the Brood, isn't quite going to connect as Brax did the little jukey round play. Leslau looking, finds him. What? He didn't even have vision.
Man.
Oh, arena down. Brax needs to escape. There's nowhere to go, though, as they'll take down the poor old spider.
Gotta say, Lesau he's just been on point. Like, he's constantly catching people. He catches on top. He's already TPing bottom. He's just everywhere, you know? They're gonna get the Sven if he gets to blink the spear here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they have a Hex, right? Okay.
Yeah. Turn. Tries to bring down Yawar. Bunch of punches.
Cheese.
He has cheese. He's gonna be fine. Also has a Lotus Orb. Like, what are you really doing to this guy? Now Sammy. Oh no.
Oh
they've
no,
caught
no,
him.
Husky, no.
Husky has a golem,
Oh,
but you don't
no.
want to use it for this defense. Can't get the TP out on Sammy. He will die. Ocean tries to TP home. Does get out under his tier 3 tower. But are you ever really safe? I have a feeling there might be some fountain farming coming pretty soon here because Quincy crew are just so freaking strong.
Yeah, they have this level 25 talent on Leshak. He kills a tower in, like, it doesn't matter if you have back there. He will still kill this tower.
Right. Doing some dances moves around the way.
Dude,
Fills
honestly,
off the
this
wave.
Bristleback is moving around the map so fast, I lost track of him. I thought he was running to mid, but he's already top.
Yeah. And, I mean, nowhere is safe. The triple blink forward with the arena down, catches the Shadow Demon. Brax, there's nowhere left to go. They're in behind the tier 4 towers. Disruption to try and save. I mean, again, y'all got to be careful. Nowhere is safe on this map right now from Quinn.
These are honestly the most fun Dota games to play. It's like, you know, have you played PUBG, or did you play a lot of PUBG?
That was terrible, but yeah.
Okay. Like, you know when you had like an 8x scope, and the enemy had like no gear, and you would just stand like on top of a building and shoot at them, they have no idea. This is what it's like playing for Quincy Crew right now. It's like some of the most fun you can have in gaming, I think.
Well, Aegis expired. I don't think that's going to stop the fun.
Right. Sven's coming
they
up.
Sleep.
They have God Strength at 15. They can go for a play with this God Strength.
They do have Rock as well. Man, Quincy jumps in, wants to find one. LOA is there. They're ready for a turnaround if things get dicey. She's passed over to Quinn afterwards, too. Oh, man. They're just... I mean, the thing is that they're giving them so much respect. Like, to me, I feel like they could... Like, what do you do if you're Zoomers at that point? It's really hard to take a perfect fight, but they're still not going to give them even the opportunity to come back into this game.
Yeah. I mean, I watched this game, and like I feel like Zoomers are doing all the right things, but this Goldie just doesn't stop her. Like I looked at last time's tank. It's 27k advantage now.
Yeah.
Yawar has a Shivas. He has 52 armor. I thought they would have a timing with the Shadow Demon. Maybe like he gets eggs and you Sven out and hit him, but Samboy needs like 6 more items than that, and he already has like 5 items in his inventory, you know? So
yeah. I mean, he has AC, which at least gives them, like, you know, a little bit of that mitigation of the armor, but it's not nearly enough.
Look at Lesau has a Desolator.
Yeah.
He's going for eggs, you know? This is the play for fun moment, I think.
Oh, they did.
Oh, they
get
almost
the
got the courier with AC on it.
They got the courier with the halberd on it instead.
Oh, that's
so
pretty
ET
good.
doesn't get his. But the smoke is not going to bear fruit, and instead they're going to have to head on back on the side of the Zoomers to defend, push out these side lanes, while Quincy Crew just playing aggressively in a triangle. And, well, they might have caught him yet again. Does have that BKB, holding on to it for the moment. They have the disruption, able to save for now. Goes on to the back line, but the Hex comes out immediately onto Gunner. There's no save afterwards, but he gets the silence off. Meanwhile, Quinn pops his BKB, looking to beat down Sammy to the side. A good golem doing a ton of damage. And they are going to be able to find and bring down Sammy. But on the other side of the fight, it's still not looking like it's enough. Oh no, and Quinn's just chasing into the base, looking for more. Yawar's there with the Hex. They have the catch onto the Shadow Demon. Brax trying to hide in the H's. There's no safety there. GG is going to be called. Quincy Crew, 37-7, ended in style.
Yeah, that was a lot of fast heroes from Quincy Crew hunting down rats this game.
I mean, that's basically what it felt like. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I felt like the Brood pick was going to be so good just because, like, you know, you look at that reserve time and you start thinking to yourself, like, hey, there's, you know, they've got caught off guard or something. But then they just, like, wallop in the head with this bristleback. They come in and contest those stacks. It's like, it just never felt like the Zoomers draft got off the ground at all. What's sort of your takeaway from that game?
Don't pick a hard, like, I think the thing is, my takeaway is that 4 Zoomers picked sort of like a cheese hero,
Okay.
but Quincy Crew took 1 minute in a draft and came up with a better plan around this cheese hero than 4 Zoomers did. I think that's pretty much that thoughts on the game, because I think this was just like, it was a straight out draft. Like, I don't think
So you think
Radiant
it was
ever
just a
wins this
draft
game.
issue? Okay.
Yeah, I think I mean that's good to lose your game 1 because of a draft issue. Because like if you have to play best of 3,
I think it's better to
and
win.
you have 5 minutes between. I mean, yeah. I mean, the best is to win, but the best loss is just a draft issue where you feel like you played well because you have 5 minutes between the game or 10 minutes or something. Like you're not going to change any real play things. Maybe like, okay,
Right.
we need to place this ward more. But what you can change is the draft. So that's hopeful for them at least.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they can bring it back and maybe pull together a slightly stronger draft in game number 2. But for now, at least, Quincy Crew looking really good. Bristleback looking really OP. Ice Frog, please. But for now, we're going to go to a break. When we get back, the panel's going to break it all down. See you then.